So he's been a wonderful ambassador and supporter of Polo. There goes the ball. Thank you, Marcos. And it's going to be Glenn Sheriff digging the ball out of the ruck. Up to John Paul Clark and plays it on the near side. We'll take it down now. Back in to Glenn Sheriff. He tucks the ball up into the scoring zone. Kit Brooks coming out there. Cut shot by Kit Brooks. Has not quite got the angle he'd like. And it goes wide. So Mike Azzaro will hit the ball in for the USA. Straight down the centre. Up to, well, it's Rob Yackley trying to get it, but finally it's a backhand there by Alan Martinez. Martinez shot brings it out of the ruck now. He leans down. Azzaro's come through. No, it's Martinez. Well, they're squeezing him up in the middle there. Fetch the Alan Martinez. Gets another shot at the ball. Mike Azzaro's covering for him. He drives the ball high in the air, but it's gone to the right. But, gee, that was a bold shot by Mike Azzaro. Could have been really shocked the New Zealanders a bit to score a goal from that far out. But anyway, they'll be happy to see it go wide, and JP Clarkin will hit the ball in from the back line. Brings it up to Mike Azzaro. And he hits the ball, bounces off the pony and goes behind. Now, just see what the umpires think about that one, because it was definitely JP's shot. It hit Mike Azzaro's pony. Whether they'll say that was a no, they're saying that's not hit behind by the defence. It's a hit a pony, that's bad luck. So John Paul Clarkin takes the ball again, hits it in, brings it up to the halfway line. Mike Azzaro under the pony's neck. Nice little cut shot. Has he got a man to pick that up? In comes Rob Yackley, and umpire said he's dragged the stick across the legs of the New Zealand player, and so a hit on the spot has been awarded to them. John Paul will take it. Just elects to tap it forward now. He's going to try and keep control of himself and bring it into the attacking half on his own. Now he drives it down the centre. Did this very effectively yesterday against England. Picked up there by Kit Brooks. Brooks plays the backhand shot now and dropped down on the ground there by Yackley. Picked up by Mike Azzaro. Azzaro's shot out towards the sideline now. Will he get the next one in? Can't quite pick it up. Robert Yackley. Yackley brings it into centre field. JP is seeing it coming. Azzaro takes him off the ball. Picked up by Kit Brooks. Brooks' shot is up to Glenn Sheriff. Sheriff's way out on the right-hand side. Tries to straight. Does it well. Brings it into centre field. Now coming through Kit Brooks. In comes Martinez. No, was it? Yes, it was. Alan Martinez. And now John Paul Clarkin's got it trapped in a melee. Bit of a mess there. Azzaro comes around. His pony kicks it forward. Umpires have an opinion about the whole thing. And they've blown the whistle, and we'll wait and see what they So a defended penalty hit, and John Paul Clarkin will take it. Comes in quietly. Pony just jogging on him, but he's got to take the shot now. Puts it high in the air, but it's over the goal through the middle. So New Zealand with the first score here. They lead the USA by 1-0 now in the first chukker. We're about halfway through, 3 minutes to go. And Mike Azzaro from the back. Wonderful hitter of the ball, Mike Azzaro. He puts that high in the air, it bounces down. Glenn Sheriff, it doesn't get to him. Comes up now to Yackley. Yackley, backhand though by Sheriff. It's picked up by Kit Brooks, takes it out towards the sideline. John Paul Clarkin's read that nicely, plays it on the near side. Back in defence goes Martinez. Martinez backhand shot, along the boards. Doesn't get a lot of length on it though. Picked up by Yackley. Yackley now, sorry, it was Mike Azzaro, but anyway, tries to get in there now. And Kit Brooks and Nazaro going for that ball, and it bounces out eventually where JP Clarkin can pick it up. Now he runs it down and just keeps it. Oh no, he does. Nazaro's going to dive in there and take this one for the USA. Puts it a little bit drop shot, it almost was, and it's nicely read. So Robert Yackley brings the ball forward now for the USA. It's caught up on the boards. Kit Brooks' shot is trapped there by Mike Azaro. Azaro brings the ball up, just trying to dribble it around, but John Paul Clarkin plays the backhand shot. Now Azaro gets it once again. He's running it down towards the goal. Azaro right up in front, very accurate hitter of the ball, and Mike Azaro evens the score for the USA. So it's now 1-1. And, well, New Zealand had a win over England. England had a win over USA, so one would expect the form would say New Zealand would be too powerful in this, but this USA team's playing a little differently. They're just a bit tighter than they were against England. And now John Paul Clarkin drives the ball way downfield, now picked up there by Kit Brooks. He'll run it down to the goal, and that's a very quick reply by New Zealand. And Kit Brooks picking up the pass from John Paul Clarkin, so that's the way to get that goal back. And they push out to the lead again. 2-1 now the score in favour of New Zealand. Mike Azaro from the back, cuts the ball into centre field. He's trying to find Rob Yackley. He finds him too, who just taps it onto a new line. Now Azaro comes through, and that's almost teeing it up for Azaro. Now he run the ball again. He's decided to run this ball a lot himself, I think, in this chucker. Now Yackley comes in, just snookers the ball through, but the umpires say that possibly Kit Brooks had more right to that line. And we'll wait and see if they both agree. The reason we have two umpires is that they watch the game from different angles. Most of the penalties in polo are based on who was running closest to the line of the ball, so they can assess if a player's coming in at an angle. And they've said that on that occasion, if the New Zealand player had been able to keep possession of the ball, he would have hit it downfield into the scoring zone. So they award a penalty on the 30 yards out, which is a defended penalty. So the USA team can place a player in the goal mouth. And most of the people taking penalty shots on these defended penalties have been attempting to put it in the air above the head of the defending player. Let's see what John Paul Clarkin does with this. He puts it in the air, but he puts it in the air and over the goal line, so through the goals. So at the end of the first chucker, well, it's not quite yet, there's 30 seconds left, and we will see some more play here as Mike Azaro brings it in. But it's 3-1 in favour of New Zealand. Now, can Mike Azaro in 30 seconds get another goal and bring it back to just one the difference? Azaro into centre field, bounces off Yackley's, off Martinez's pony's foot and goes over the sideline. And there's only 5 seconds to go, and I think they'll just decide that'll do. Off we'll go, and we'll get a fresh horse for the second chucker. So New Zealand, pretty comfortable, I would think. USA would have to be disappointed in a couple of bounces that just didn't go their way. But New Zealand scoring a number of penalties, and they lead by 3-1. So USA will have to be very, very attacking in this second chucker. And now we're back in play, and it's John Paul Clarkin now on the defence here, tries to drive the ball out to the sideline, but it hits a pony's foot and bounces back, so he's deep in his defensive territory. In comes Martinez, but knocks the ball over the back line, so New Zealand will hit in way out in the corner. And John Paul Clarkin gets 1, 2, 3 shots out and picks it up stirrup height, helping his way by Kit Brooks. Kit Brooks' shot covered there by Martinez. Martinez shot up to Mike Azaro, and Azaro's got possession in the centre. Kit Brooks is going hard at him. John Paul Clarkin comes in, pinches the ball. Azaro gets it back. Picked picked up there by Yackley. Yackley trying to bring the ball in towards the goal. USA on the ball here. Martinez drives it forward, hits a pony. Yackley comes up with it. They've had 29 shots at the ball and hits a pony and bounces way out to the left. So probably deserved a better result than that. They had possession of that ball for a number of hits, but just not quite able to get the one through the goal. So John Paul Clarkin brings the ball in, taps it forward. Now it's turned around there by Mike Azzaro. Azzaro will go out chasing Kit Brooks. Brings the ball up to John Paul Clarkin. Azzaro's gone with him. And the ball goes out along the sideline now. In comes Martinez and plays the backhand shot. Now Kit Brooks on the near side. Back there by Martinez. Picked up by John Paul Clarkin. Mike Azzaro gets his pony in the way, but it still gives John Paul Clarkin the next shot at it, picks it up on the volley, drops it down, and turned around by Mike Azzaro, picked up by Yackley. Yackley clears the ball, takes the ball away, but gee, this New Zealand team's marking hard. There's always a New Zealander there, nobody getting a clean hit at it. Mike Azzaro just trying to bring the ball around behind Sheriff, pops it up, now he drives it forward, and as I said, he's a wonderful hitter of the ball, Mike Azzaro. Puts it high in the air, brings it down now for Martinez. Martinez brings it up now towards Yackley. Yackley, the ball bounces backward for him. Turned around there by Kit Brooks. Brooks shot out towards the sideline. In comes Mike Azzaro. He and Lance, Glenn Sheriff heading for the ball, and then they pop it over the side. So it'll be a throw-in almost right on the halfway mark. And again, some of the spectators here today. It's a bit of a cold day for a lot of people to come out, but there's a good crowd here to watch these preliminary rounds. Of course, the big crowd will be here in a week's time, next Sunday, February the 3rd, for the finals of the World Cup Snow Polo. In the meantime, we'll decide who's going to be there over the next week. And this is New Zealand versus USA, and it's Kit Brooks who plays the backhand for New Zealand. Alan Martinez plays the ball back, hits a pony, comes up in front of Kit Brooks now. He tried to bring it round the corner. Now, Mike Azzaro with the ball. Azzaro keeps control of it. Brooks is there worrying him for it, but can't come in on that line. Now Mike Azzaro just checking the pony back, bringing the ball forward, goes high in the air, plays it on the near side, picked up by Martinez. Martinez coming through. John Paul Clarkin has to try and clear the ball for New Zealand. Plays a near side back and doesn't get a lot of length on it. Turned around there by Martinez. Martinez running it in towards goal. Can he get there in time? Yes, I think he has. Oh no, it's just gone to the left. Wait and see what the umpires say about that one, because if it comes off a defending player, who you can see it in the replay, Martinez had it, juggling the ball. Great stick work by Alan Martinez, but finally just can't quite get it on the near side, and it goes out. And I don't think there was any problem with that, just that the defending player, in trying to get possession of the ball, has actually hit it over the back line. So that means that a defended goal penalty is awarded to USA. So here's a chance for them to pull a goal back on New Zealand. Certainly they haven't let New Zealand get a lot of possession in this second chukker. Mike Azzaro puts the ball out to the left, so no score resulting. And we've seen about 10% of these penalties from the defended goal position, 30 yards out. So John Paul Clarkin takes it across to the right-hand side, and then just picked up there by Glenn Sheriff. Rob Yackley coming in there to try and get a shot at the ball, but the umpires weren't happy with it, and the whistle has gone. So what they've said was that it was actually Rob Yackley who had the right to come in there and hit the ball, and the man coming across his bows has so high in the air it goes. Mike Azzaro's penalty shot's out too well out to the right of centre, but Martinez has picked it up for the USA, but he's rolled it down towards the back line. Now Glenn Sheriff has to defend there, doesn't reach the back line, so he plays it out and is picked up by John Paul Clarkin. Mike Azzaro's got him covered. His backhand into centre field. Who's going to be first to it? Looks like Martinez. Martinez just dribbling the ball around now. Just trying to keep control. He's doing a good job of it because Mike Azzaro's followed through, but he's hooked out of it by Glenn Sheriff. And Sheriff turns the ball up for New Zealand. Zaro comes in, plays the near side shot. Yackley's in there, digging hard for it. So is John Paul Clark. And John Paul shot out to Glenn Sheriff. Glenn Sheriff picks up the pass. This will bounce just before the board, so Sheriff just tries to drag it out now. Hits it through the snow, into the board. John Paul Clarkin trying to get around the corner with it. Hooked out of it there by Yackley, and the umpire said you can't go from that side for the hook. So and the umpires are the arbiters there. It's quite legal to hook another player's stick to prevent him hitting the ball, but you must do it on the same side of the horse that the player is playing, and you can't do it over the back of the horse. You can't do it around the front legs of the horse. So the hook shot there illegally played, and it's considered quite a dangerous play. So relatively severe penalty. The ball, instead of being a hit on the spot, is taken down to the 30 yards out from the back line. We still use yards because Hurling and Polo, the parent association in England, still use those measurements, the imperial measurements. So the defended goal penalty will be taken by New Zealand. John Paul Clarkin has to come in and play the ball, and he's put it out to the right. No, I think it's, yes, the paddle's up. So that's another goal to New Zealand. So 4 goals to 1 now. So real pressure on USA. Just watch this play here, and there it is. It went through the goal. So now we're back in play. There's 30 seconds left, and Kit Brooks just tries the backhand. Zaro tries to pick it up. In comes Yackley. Yackley plays the ball forward. And nice backhand now, picked up by Martinez. He's got 10 seconds to take it to goal. Can he do it? Brings it up. Oh, the bounce beats him. Picked up there by Kit Brooks. He gets it out of harm's way, and that will be the end of the chukker. And so New Zealand in a pretty handy position now. 1 chukker to go, 4 goals to 1 the score. So it'll be interesting to see whether USA try to change their tactics. They've got to do something. New Zealand's 3 goals in front. Something different might help. Mike Azaro, very experienced in this sort of polo. Would be out of the running would be the USA if they're not able to win here today. So there are 5 more positions in the quarterfinals, and there are 8 teams who could qualify for that. So if that's the case anyway. I won't preempt them because USA will be coming back steaming in this chukker now. Underway they are now. It's turned around there by Martinez. Picked up there by Kit Brooks now. John Paul Clarkin puts the ball high up in front of the goal, so it's a desperate saving shot here by Martinez. Martinez shot up to Yackley. Yackley's shot bounces off a pony. Glenn Sheriff comes across in front of goal. He's got a difficult cut shot from here, and Martinez gets his pony in the way. Mike Azaro tries to dig the ball out of the snow. He does so. So he'll try and drive it up the centre. Kit Brooks gets his pony in the way, but nicely picked up there by Martinez. And now Rob Yackley's shot takes it up over the sideline and into the hospitality area. So throw in towards the sideline. Sorry, throw in from the sideline. And John Paul Clarkin just showing us a bit of stick work there. Some of the supporters there. The ball goes in. It's Alan Martinez picking the ball up, driven through by John Paul Clarkin. He's very powerful in these tough plays. Mike Azaro's backhand, he doesn't miss any of those, but this time John Paul Clarkin gets his pony in the way and now brings the ball around the corner, drives it into centre field. Kit Brooks is up there, so is Rob Yackley, who brings the ball around the corner. back there by John Paul Clark, and Mike Azzaro's pony just having a bit of trouble getting his footing there to start with, but Azzaro comes through. Glenn Sheriff, Kit Brooks. No, neither of those players can get the ball, so it's going to be Rob Yackley bringing the ball forward now, driving it up over the halfway line. Goes for just a nice little half shot, keeping control of the ball, trying to bring it into goal. Dragging it forward, keeps it on the stick side, brings it into centre field. Turning up there, Alan Martinez gets his pony around, plays the near side shot. Kit Brooks gets in the way. Tries to play the big shot, hooked out of it though by Mike Azzaro. His pony trips and just nearly brings him out of the saddle, and that allows Glenn Sheriff to come into the play now. Picked up there on the near side by John Paul Clark and dug out there by Kit Brooks. Mike Azzaro finally gets the pony up where he wants it, and now comes around, takes possession for the USA. Gets a nice little driving shot. John Paul Clark and going through. He's taken out of the play there by Yackley. Yackley's shot is covered though by Kit Brooks. Kit Brooks turns the ball up towards the halfway line. Glenn Sheriff gets a bit of motor out of the pony, but back in defence there is Alan Martinez. Martinez just takes him off the ball as they go through John Paul Clark and plays the near side shot under the pony's neck. Mike Azzaro, again, solid in defence, brings the ball up, beats Kit Brooks for the hook shot there. John Paul Clark and reading the play again. He's everywhere on the field today, JP Clark, and he's going to be the next one to this ball. Turns the backhand into centre field. Helped on its way by Kit Brooks, doesn't get a lot of length on it. In comes Glenn Sheriff, near side. Azzaro's pony kicks it forward. In comes Kit Brooks. Kit Brooks drives it down towards the scoring zone. He goes under the pony's neck, gets too much angle on it though, and it'll go out to the left of the post. And USA would be happy to see that, because another goal to New Zealand would just about be enough for them. 2 minutes 27 seconds to go in the third chukker here. USA versus New Zealand. It's USA hitting in from the back line. Mike Azzaro picks the ball up on the volley. Kit Brooks is in there covering, and nice little backhand by Brooks. He's turned the roll of play now, and here comes John Paul Clark, and big tall man on a short chestnut horse, and takes the swing and puts it down over the back line. So one of the biggest men on the field on probably the smallest pony on the field at the moment. Anyway, a wonderful hit in there by Mike Azzaro. He's done that a couple of times. It's picked up there by Yackley. Martinez can't quite get the next shot in. It's just caught in a bit of a divot. And all the players putting the brakes on here in the snow. In comes Glenn Sheriff. Now, John Paul Clark and near side. Mike Azzaro's backhand shot is going to be covered by Kit Brooks. Brooks brings the ball into centre field, doesn't get hold of it though. Azzaro does. Azzaro keeps control. Azzaro runs the ball away from the ruck now, but it's going to be Glenn Sheriff. He decides to take it forward, get the backhand now, rolls it around the pony's tail. Sitting up in front now, Mike Azzaro's got the next shot at the ball. He puts it in the air. That's got it away from the traffic. Dropped down there by Glenn Sheriff. Took it in midair. John Paul Clark and New Zealand just so good in defence here now. Even though when USA managed to mount an attack, New Zealand seems to be able to stop them getting any real momentum on. Now it's getting a bit messy. John Paul Clark and elects to dig the ball out of the snow so he can get a clean shot in, but it ends up in another hole. So it's now backhand shot by Kit Brooks. Stopped there by Rob Yackley. Yackley takes it down now, leans out and plays it into the traffic. So it's chopped out there by John Paul Clark and hits a pony. Kit Brooks comes through. Whistle has blown. And we'll just wait and see what the umpires say there, whether Rob Yackley's got a problem. Umpire's just going over to see if he's okay. May have got a bit of snow or something in his eye. Anyway, anything that's dangerous or any slight injury to a player, because that often blinds, because he's not concentrating then on where he is, and a player not focusing can end up in the middle of an accident. So the umpires will immediately blow time off just to check that everything's okay, and then the ball is thrown in towards the sideline. That's the most neutral position on the spotted left. So dug out there by Glenn Sheriff. Pushed forward there by John Paul Clark, and I'd say that's probably end of story for the USA. New Zealand won't try to do anything smart with this. They'll just try and stop and scrum, but never give up on this man, Mike Azzaro. Azzaro brings the ball up into the attacking half. John Paul Clarkin drives it across the field. Umpire tries to get out of the way. He does so too. JP Clarkin now takes the ball off the boards. 8 seconds left in this chukker. And here goes Glenn Sheriff for the ball. And now I don't think USA's got time to even put an attack on here. There goes the siren. That's the end of the final game of the day. And congratulations to the New Zealand team. They've had 2 good wins here now, definitely in the quarterfinals. And bad luck for the USA. They've played some great polo. Mike Azzaro, it's always wonderful to see his skill and his approach, but not good enough today. And so USA, I think, is the first team eliminated from the Snow Polo World Cup in 2013. And New Zealand definitely in the quarterfinals, along with South Africa and Argentina. And the other 5 spots in the quarterfinals will be decided out of tomorrow's games.